It's 2020.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How we doing today? It is 2020, and we are back with another Crucible TV. It's the first one of the new year, first one of the decade. First one of the decade, and I'm fired up.
There's 51 left after today.
I'm fired up. And guess what? We even get an extra day this year to accomplish those goals, to accomplish those dreams.
366
days this year. We are fired up, and we are feeling so good, so good, so good. So if you're popping on, if this is your first time popping on here for a Crucible TV, tell all your friends, share this, say, hey, these guys are awesome. They're dropping knowledge bombs. There we go. We got everybody popping on. If you are popping on, I want to know where you're from. Where you from? Where you watching from? What were some of your goals for 2020? What are some of the things that you're wanting to achieve this 2020? We want to know, because the whole idea of today is helping you achieve those goals in 2020.
I need to know. We need to know.
I need to know. Jesse, backseat Jesse needs to know.
I'm just here in the back of the bus. I just want to know all about your goals.
Nothing's really changed. Nothing's really changed in the back of the bus back there. But one thing that we're going to do is we're going to do better. We're going to do better this year. We're going to do a better job of being great today. Ooh. What do you think about that? We're going to do a better job of achieving all those goals and making those things happy. Rob, Happy New Year.
I don't know if that's copyrighted.
I don't know.
Is that copyrighted?
I don't know. We're going to have to check with him. I have to pay him a fine now. So anyways, so we're staying on track this 2020. Type in. Let us know what some of your goals are. Let us know what some of the things are that you're wanting to achieve this year. And we're going to give you some tips here. Our top three ideas and top three tips. Simple stuff. Doesn't mean it's easy, but it's simple stuff that can help you achieve, give you the best chance of achieving. Because I don't know if you know this, but January 12th is coming.
Ooh.
January 12th. Do you know what January 12th is? What's January 12th? Do you know what January 12th is the day, they did research. January 12th is the day that most people quit their New Year's resolutions. It's coming. Most people fail. Most people fail their New Year's resolution by January 12th. Think about that. That's actually kind of sad.
12 days into the year.
Yeah, 12 days into the year, 12 days into setting your goals, 12 days into whatever those intentions were that's like, man, I'm going to change my life, and we're already falling off track. Now,
why do you think that is, Rob?
I don't know. People are cray because they haven't watched enough Crucible TV. They're not a Crucible.
After today, though.
After today,
it won't be the 12th.
They're going to be rocking and rolling. Hey, my older brother Chase DeLauder goes there. You know what, Jason? He was just in here this morning getting his mind right. He was just getting his mind right. I'll start mine on the 12th. Hey, there you go.
Hurricane Rob.
Justin's saying he's going to let his lawyers know if Be Great Today is.
Okay.
I'll be looking for the check and the bill in the mail. So there we go. So January 12th is coming. We're going to give you the best our best 3 tips on how do we make this thing happen? How do we give ourselves the best chance of, so that way January 12th isn't the end of our New Year's resolutions, that we can push through that date and we can become successful with our goals. So step number one into allowing 2020 to be the year that
I think everybody's going to be surprised by.
I bet they're not. You've probably heard it 1,000 times before, probably 1,000,000 times before. I know we've said it. So if you've been on here before, I know you've heard it. We're going to tell you, you need to write your goals down.
Write them down.
Very simple concept. Why is it so hard to do, though?
Write them down.
Why is it so hard for people to do that?
And that's the question I ask people. I say, why don't you? Why don't you write them down? Because what do I always hear? Oh, I've heard this before. I've heard this before.
You don't do it.
That's my next question is, if you've heard it before,
do it.
Why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you doing it?
What's the definition of insanity?
Tell me.
Repeating the same thing, expecting different results. Like
insane.
We keep failing by the 12th.
Huh?
Get your mind right.
Keep failing by the 12th.
Keep failing by the 12th. No, this year. Write them down. Write them down. That Harvard.
Don't just write them down.
Tell me.
Get some clips and put it up on your wall.
Mm-hmm.
Put it by your mirror. Look at it.
And I think
make it your screensaver on your phone.
But that's stupid though.
No.
That's what some people think.
That's stupid.
Put it on the fridge. Like,
you don't want to look at it every day.
Okay.
You don't want to look at it every day.
I've heard that.
I guess being average is cool then.
We're going above and beyond.
I guess being average is cool.
Even above that, okay? Even above writing your goals down, I want you to go a little deeper. I want you to push into that a little bit deeper, and I want you to start writing down why it's so important to you. Why is that goal so important to you? Why do you want to lose 50 pounds? Why do you want to have a better relationship with your spouse? Why do you want to read 12 books a year? Why do you insert your goal, insert your activity there? Like, why is it so important to you? Because guess what? January 12th is coming. There's going to be a day when you're going to fall off track. There's going to be a day when you don't feel like doing it. There's going to be a day that despite everything in the world going on, something's going to happen, and you're going to have to get back on the horse, right? You're going to have to. Now, when I say people fail, right, they find out that's when most people like stop and then don't go back to the goal. Guess what? There's going to be challenging days. There's going to be those days. There's going to be bumps that you're going to have to learn how to grow and get back on the horse. You're going to have to lean back into it. Man, I missed my workout today. Guess what? Tomorrow, I'm getting back on it. I'm getting after it. But why? It's going to be in that moment that knowing why it is that you have that goal is going to be so important. That time, I want to get up at 5:30 every morning and get my morning devotional in, my prayer in, my reading. Okay, guess what? At 5:30 in the morning, you ain't going to feel like getting up. I'm telling you right now. Because guess what? This morning at 5:30 in the morning, I didn't feel like getting up. I didn't feel like it. But I did it anyways. I always tell Jesse, we were talking about this just the other day. We're talking about just life, and we're talking about athletes, and we're talking about training. Whenever you start asking yourself and hearing yourself say, man, I don't feel.
Sounds like emotions, huh?
Right? Emotions. Emotions can be a great amplifier to a decision, but many times they're a terrible decision maker, right? Yeah. So if you can get emotional about why you want to do this, man, it's going to make that much more powerful when you say, you know what, I don't feel like it, but hey, here's that good emotion saying, but this is why that fire is burning so deep on the inside. This is why I got to do this. This is why I have to do this. People are counting on me. I got to do this. 100%, man. Did you know? Here you go. Here's a stat for you. Harvard.
I like stats.
Harvard.
They're not very smart there.
Harvard. They're not very smart there, but we're going to listen to them anyways. Harvard. Okay. They did a study. They took some of their graduates that had graduated 10 years prior, and they did a study, and they said, you know, how many of you guys wrote down your goals this year? How many of them wrote their goals? And they found out that only 3% of the people, of the graduates, wrote their goals down. Now, they checked back in with them 10 years later after graduating.
No, they did.
And they found, yeah, they did. They found out that 3%, get this, that 3% in terms of financial, right, they made 10 times as much money as the other 97% did combined.
They were doing all right, huh, Rob?
97% combined. That 3%. Like,
so writing your goals down is silly.
That's cray.
It's silly, though.
It's silly. I wouldn't do it if you just want to stay where you're at, but if you want to go to that next level, I might think about it.
Yeah, I mean, if I just want to stay average, I guess I just should write down my goals.
Let's go. We're going next level.
Talking about getting deep with athletes, it's like, what causes them, though, not to do it? Like, it's so easy. Like, is it because they're going to Is it because they're going to seem like an outcast compared to their friends or their teammates, or like does their girlfriend or boyfriend going to think they're dumb for writing them down? Like, is it that kind of stuff that affects them?
I think a lot of people are. They're scared, and as soon as you write a goal down, there's something that happens. You instantly become accountable. Accountable. You become accountable to that goal, to that dream, to that vision, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, now I'm either a success or I'm a failure, or like, and all of a sudden I've got this thing of like, well, I want to live up to this, or don't I want to live up to this? And now, since I wrote it down and it's like black and white, I just can't change it in my head. Like, well, I said I wanted to work out 5 days a week, but it's way easier to do 3. So I just want to work out this year, and we can change it in our head.
We can kind of mesh it.
Yeah, you can skew it, you can mush it around, we can make it however we want to make ourselves feel better. We don't have to be as accountable to it. But when we write it down, it says, man, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to build my business to $1 million business. I want to go on 3 vacations this year. I want to, whatever that thing is, right? You're suddenly accountable to it. You're suddenly accountable, and you can sit there and say, I did it or I didn't do it. And that's scary.
I think both of your guys' point actually segues pretty good.
Accountability and dedication. I like that. I like that.
Surrounding yourself with great people. I think it's a great segue to that.
Are you reading ahead in the notes?
Jesse's reading ahead.
I'm just letting you know. I just think it's a great segue. That's all.
Backseat Jesse. Backseat Jesse just gave you step number 2. Step number 1 was writing your goals down. Backseat Jesse just gave you step number 2. Step number 2,
heard it here.
go ahead. Hear it here again.
Surround yourself with great people. So if you share your goals, you write them down, and someone says, "Oh, that's stupid" or "That's lame," then tell you the truth, you shouldn't be surrounding yourself with those people.
And they're probably not somebody that's going to get you to greatness.
Probably not someone who's going to get you to greatness. That's right. So
why do you think surrounding yourself with great people is so important, Joey? Why do you think it's important?
Ooh, man. Just from my experience, talking about my playing career, when I was with people that didn't necessarily care about me as an individual, I didn't play as well. But when I got to a program at Concord University, and it's a small school in West Virginia, I could have went to a Division I school to play.
Yeah.
But I went to this school because as soon as I stepped on that campus, it was like I was the only person there.
Cool. I like that.
It was like every time there's a connection, exactly. And that's, I felt comfortable, and I said, this is where I want to go. That within the first 10 minutes I was there. And I think it's just because it was those great people I was never exposed to. Yeah. As far as a coach and a leader and, somebody in that role that could really affect me, not only on the field, but off the field as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And you said, I kind of keyed in on that one word. You said it made you feel comfortable. Did it make you feel comfortable to push past those limits that maybe you thought you had up already? I think sometimes we surround ourselves that we're comfortable around because I don't have to be pushed out of my comfort zone. I'm comfortable in the wrong way.
I think I was comfortable to be pushed further than I was before.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously that's when, at that moment when I got to that school is when my career skyrocketed.
Absolutely.
So.
And that's when we say surround yourself with great people. I think it's important to make the distinction that great people aren't the ones that are just going to let you stay exactly where you're at. They're not just going to empower you to stay exactly where you're at and, make, if you've got dreams to say, well, it's okay if you don't make it, just take it easy. That's not necessarily a great person to be around, right? It might be a comfortable person to be around because, man, I'm not having to get pushed, but we want to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with people that are going to push us and make us better and lift us up. That could be a friend, that could be a coach, that could be a parent, that could be a boss, that could be a fellow employee, it could be a mentor that you got, a brother, sister. It could be anybody that's pushing you to that next level, helping lift you up or push you. Hey, I'm actually going to lift you. I'm going to do the hard work to be here with you. You're sweating, you're grinding. I'm here with you, right? And so I think exactly like what you just said, I felt comfortable there. But what's that arena? Who are those people that you're going to be around that you're going to be comfortable with? You know what? Hey, this is where I'm at. I'm trying to push harder. I got to go to that next level. How do I do that? And you're around those people that you're comfortable with being pushed by. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got a question.
Got a question up here.
We got a question. My grandma always said, if you're the smartest in your group of friends, then you need a new friend group. What are your thoughts?
Hit them.
Jesse, what do you think about that?
I mean, I like to. I'm surrounding myself with these guys right here. You know what I mean? And is
that because you're trying to be the smartest person in the room?
No, but I 100% agree with that. Surround yourself with smart people. Surround yourself with people who are going to push you and make you better. And absolutely, it's the same thing with lifting. If you're on a team and you guys are training with a team, train with the guys who are stronger than you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. Chances are that's going to help you get stronger too.
I've always liked the thought of, if I'm in a group of people or on a team, I don't want to only strive to be the best player on the team. I want to be the person that, okay, yeah, maybe my ability's better than a lot of the other people, but I want to take all the other teammates, all the other 29 or 30 or however many guys on the team. Yeah. And a true leader is going to lift all those guys up to another level. And they're not just going to sit back and go, "Hey, look at me! I'm the greatest player on the team." Right? They're gonna pick those other 29 guys, and they're gonna rise all those guys 100%. Up to a different level.
Joe, you said a word right there, leader, right there in that sentence. I mean, and right there, the definition of leadership that I was told by my coach, by my rugby coach at the Mount was enabling others to succeed.
Mm.
And I see a lot of that right there. If you surround yourself with a bunch of fire-breathing dragons who want to enable you to succeed and you want to enable them to succeed, that's a team right there. You know what I mean? And that right there is, once when you hit the pitch with that team, it's definitely hard to stop something special.
A lot of people might not know what the pitch is.
Rugby field, yeah, the field.
Rugby field.
But it's the same thing. Like, you know, like I consider these guys, this is my team right here. You know what I mean? And, you know, they pour a lot into me to help me succeed. I want to pour a lot into them to help them succeed. And together, I think we're capable of some special things. And so, yeah, that's just
Boom.
why
There was a great philosopher that once said, you hang out with yo-yos,
who's that, Rocky?
you get yo-yo friends,
Don't hang around with them yo-yo folks.
right? That's Rocky. He's a great philosopher.
He was a good philosopher.
He was a big time
He also
philosopher.
said Adrian.
He did say Adrian. But that's a very good point. I don't know who said that question, but that I would 100% agree with that. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, ideally, right? You want to always be learning. You always want to be growing and trying to find a way to stretch yourself. Boom. So there we go. We got two ways of getting better this year. How are we getting better? How are we staying on track? Number one, you're writing your goals down, but you're also writing why you want those goals, and you're writing out your plan. Like, what is my plan? Am I just floating down the river? Am I just flying by the seat of my pants?
Let's add another dash next to that. Revisit the goals.
Revisit
consistently. Them. Yes, consistently.
Boom. There we go.
I know that was a problem that I personally had that issue last year at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was, okay, I had this big vision. I wrote out my big 5 goals for the year for 2019, and it was February 1st, and it's like,
I already forget what they were.
I already forget what my big 5 are.
Yeah.
So I just wrote them down for no reason.
Yeah,
so
to do it.
Yeah, just to do it, just to accomplish it.
Revisit.
So it's very important to revisit that.
That's step 2.5. That's step 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
That's
1.5.
1.5. There we go. So step number 2 is surround yourself with great people. And then step number 3, this is kind of one of those ones where you got to get a little bit vulnerable, is if you really want to give yourself the best chance of succeeding with your goals, I want you to share it. Share your vision, share your goals with people. So that way it's not just you versus you, and if you you're all of a sudden accountable to somebody else then, right? And somebody else like, hey Joey, like I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to hit my squat up to 500 pounds, and like that's something that really gets me going. It's not my goal, but let's say it was. And then Joey constantly sees me doing other stuff. Like he's gonna be like, yo, what about your goal? Like, man, I want to run a 4.640 or a 4.540. Like that's my goal. Well, you're not ever sprinting. You're never running. Like you're never stretching. You're never doing your speed training. I want to make whatever money. Okay, well, you're not out there doing the work that it needs. Like, what are the things that, you need to be doing? Share it with somebody. And all of a sudden, it's amazing how it takes it outside of just you. It takes it outside of just you and being accountable to just yourself. You're all of a sudden accountable to somebody else. And when you got to share a big goal that you got with somebody,
it can be scary.
It's scary, and it's because you're in a vulnerable spot. And it's like, this is my heart, this is my dream, this is my vision, this is what I'm wanting to do with my life or with my purpose or whatever it is. It's scary all of a sudden, because then it's like, well, what happens if it doesn't happen? Like, man, oh man, he's a failure. She's a fail. Like, no, that's not what it is. But ideally, that person you're sharing it with is one of those great people that you're surrounding yourself with that's going to be like, yo, lock in. I got you. Let's get this thing together. So share it with people. Boom.
Heck yeah.
There we go.
Maldonado's.
I like that.
Maldonado's in the building.
I like that. So be sure to let us know. What are some of your goals that you guys have right now? What are some of your big goals?
Share us those goals.
I would like to know this part of that sharing thing. What are some of the big goals that you're wanting to achieve? Step into that, maybe that little bit of fear right now of like, you know what? I'm going to take action. I'm going to take action now. I'm not going to wait to take action. I'm going to take an action now. I'm going to let these people know what some of my goals are. I want to make varsity as a freshman. I want to do whatever that thing is. Put those goals out there, write them down, share them with someone, share them with us. I would love to know what some of your goals are. But then on top of that, let us know how we can help you, how we can help serve you in getting those goals, making those goals happen. I think we're a pretty great group of people to surround yourself with, that are setting big goals ourselves, that are setting monstrous goals, scary goals for ourselves, those God-sized goals. To where it's like, hey, you know what? We can all do this together. Let us help serve you. Let us help let us help you get to your goals. That's something that fires us up more than anything, is being able to walk alongside you on that journey to say, you know what, we got you. We got your back. We're here with you.
And Ryan, you said the word together right there. I think that's the word. That's the word. I think together is always better than separate. You know what I mean? And there's just something special about going all in with the team. You know what I mean? Whether it's a sports team, whether it's a work team, whether it's your family team, a relationship team, or something very special and powerful about that can almost be life changing. And I think those goals. I think this third step is a necessity. Share those God-sized goals or those giant goals, those big scary goals. Because if you don't and you just keep it in, that's when that stinking thing is going to come in. You know what I mean? That fear. Yeah. And so together, that's the word right there. Together.
I have a thought for us here. I just have a thought. Are you ready?
I'm not ready.
What do you think? What do you think when people say you need to set realistic goals so you don't end up disappointed at the end of the year?
I don't like it.
No, I don't like that either.
How do we feel about that?
Me, I understand it. I understand the whole idea of I want to, build a rocket that's going to go to the moon by tomorrow. Okay, I get it. That's not realistic. I understand that. But I also think you need to set some goals that do scare you a little bit, that are kind of like, you know what, I can't do this unless I get a little bit of help from somebody else. I can't do this without God's help. I can't do this without some faith, right? This is something that I'm diving through right now with some of my visioning and my dreaming. I'm trying to set some of those big God-sized goals that are scary to put out there, because it's like all of a sudden you get that stinking thinking in there where it's like, you know what, am I really the right person for this? Can I really do this? And that's something that happens to us too. Right? So if you're feeling that, know that you're on the right path. And I'm trying to change my mindset that says, unless I'm feeling a little scared, unless I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I can do this. If I'm not feeling that, I'm too small. I need to set a goal to where I'm saying, I've got to get some help with this. I need some heavenly help with this, to make this happen. So to your kind of question of, set something realistic. Well, you're comfortable with realistic. You're comfortable with realistic, and we don't grow in realistic. We don't grow with that. That's not something that's truly challenging and transforming you and changing you.
I think just how the brain works too. It's let's say you're a business owner, and let's say you want your goal to be, let's make round numbers, $1 million in revenue for the year, compared to, okay, let's say you make it 10 million. Well, some people might look at that and say, okay, 10 million, that's not realistic.
Right.
But I feel like just with how the mind is, if you take action on
10 million
to
action.
10 million action,
Yeah.
and you fall just short of that,
Yeah.
if you fall just short of 10 million,
Yeah.
or if you just take 1 million
Because
action,
you know you can get it.
because you know you can get it, which one's going to allow you to grow?
Yeah, I don't think my feelings would be hurt
No.
falling just short on 10 million.
No.
So yeah, I think that's a great
I
analogy.
think it's just more of that aspect of $1 million action versus $10 million action.
I think that's a great analogy. I think that's right on the money. So there we go. Another Crucible TV. First one of the decade. Done.
That was a good one right there.
That was a good one. We're fired up. Be sure, message us. Let us know if you're watching. Let us know what some of your goals are. If you've ever said, hey, I want to see some more of these Crucible TVs. We do have a YouTube channel out there, Crucible Performance. Just search up Crucible Performance. We put all of these out there on the YouTube.
Be sure to comment on any of them.
Let us know some of the thoughts and actions that you're wanting to take. And if you need help with anything, shoot us a message, shoot us a DM. We're more than happy to help. We're excited to help. That's what we're here to do, is help you break down those barriers, go beyond those barriers and limits that you've set for yourself. So there we go. Next Friday, right here, 12:30.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
12:31.
12:31.
Appreciate you guys.
Love you guys. Have a great one. We'll see you guys.
Peace.
Boom.
Bye.
See you, Facebook.
Woo.